Why, hello there. My name is Jacob. Don't keep that cut. I almost didn't see you there. Nice to meet you. My name is Jacob Robinson. I do things on the internet, and every year I make a post of some sort that details what I plan on doing in the upcoming year. I have probably messed with this YouTube channel probably a dozen or so times in the past year, and I'm sure a lot of you would like an explanation in case you're not clued in, and I will provide an explanation, hopefully, in the slides to come. That's right, this is a PowerPoint. Because guess what? I majored in business school. They didn't teach us video production or editing or anything like that. I don't know how to make my background look nice. I don't know how to do the things where the like pictures come up and it's like says words and stuff and there's like neat little animations. I don't know how to do that shit. All they taught me in business school was to make a bunch of fucking PowerPoint slides. Can I go on to the fucking actual point of this video? Alright, the agenda. Well, thank you for coming to class today. As always, I usually go over the last year's goals. So most of this is going to be goal setting for the next upcoming year, but there is a little bit at the beginning where I talk about, hey, what do we say we're going to do this year, and what do we do? All right, stuff like that. Going on to things I'm going to be focused on for 2022, we have the core stuff, which is my website, jacob-robinson.com, very self-explanatory. The writing, so new books that are coming out, new short stories, blog posts, obviously, stuff like that. And then other projects, this is usually experimental weird stuff, so I usually go off in I do go off, sis. Don't keep that joke in, by the way. I just do not keep that in. I alternate between years of experimenting, doing a bunch of weird stuff, doing a bunch of different things, and then the next year will be me reining it in and trying to get everything consolidated and working properly. So last year was that. Last year was the consolidation and automating and everything like that. This year is going to be an experimental year yet again. 2021 in review. I need to work on my jokes. Well, I guess. Well, now that I'm serious, now that I'm a serious like tech business person, I don't have to make jokes anymore. So actually, this works perfect. Never mind. I take it back. Put it back in. I had a couple different goals for 2021. One of them was to bring back the YouTube channel. I did bring it back. I did the video summaries, which I'll be talking about a little bit later on. The main focus was on Shauna. Shauna shut down. Just wasn't that interesting. It's not like it ran out of money or maybe go bankrupt or anything. It was just like, I felt like I could do better stuff. So I did. And that's what I did with Apala and the writing and everything like that. So I still need to work on advertising it better because I haven't really, if you follow the newsletter or you follow my blog, there's a good chance you still don't know what Apala is, which is a problem. And so I'm going to be working more on getting that information about Apala out. I made a very ambitious goal of writing 2 books and releasing 2 books every year. That shit is not possible. I have been writing the same book since April of this year, and I've been working on a couple of short stories on the side, but that's not going to happen. It was easy. It was cheap. It was cheap and easy in 2020 and 2021 to release 2 books a year because I had a bunch of shit on the backlog. I could just take stuff out and bring it in. Leviathan was written in 2016. I just stopped writing it for some reason. It had 1 chapter left. It took me like 30 minutes to finish that book and publish it. That doesn't count. That's not how that works in real life. So no to the 2 books a year. Here are some ideas that I have for exactly what I'm going to be doing in these cases. So we're going to start with the core projects. The first biggest part of that is the blog. There is no changes with the blog. It is the oldest part of all the projects so far, and I don't really feel like I need to do anything besides maybe some changes to the UI. I've been kind of messing with the website layout and trying to figure out ways that are good for growth, but also are aesthetically pleasing, and I still don't think I'm quite there, so I can definitely see this changing in the future. Same with the newsletter. I'm overall happy with the newsletter, but I might be changing, formulas or structures on how it looks. For YouTube, a couple of interesting things are going to happen. So if you recall, if you've been following this channel, you know that I was releasing pretty much on a weekly basis video summaries on blog posts that I had made on the main website. I decided that since those were all audio anyway, it's probably better in podcast form. So there is now a podcast. You can go to jacob-robinson.com, my website, and you will see the link at the bottom. If you keep scrolling down, there will be a thing called podcast. I'll have like an embedded player on there, and you can listen to it there. So that then begs the question, what are we doing with the YouTube channel? Well, obviously this is one, right? But then I'm also moving the publications to there. The publications were weird. So the publications, in case you don't know, in case you weren't following that was experiment for 2021 where I was going to write longer forms of content based on things that I've written about in the blog. Right, so stuff like the Ubermensch concept, the theory of social games. And honestly, I feel like I'd rather just talk about it because I feel like when I talk, I cut down on the bullshit, whereas when I write, I add more of the bullshit. I've already removed the publications page, and I'm just going to start uploading videos that are essentially me just talking about stuff. Can you see my bed still? I moved this camera so you can see my bed, but you can still see my bed. Social media is no longer scheduled. So I used to schedule all of my social media. I thought I was being very clever because it's very good SEO or whatever the fuck it's called. The problem with me is that my Twitter and Instagram and everything are also like my real life because it's like, this is my real life, essentially. It's a very sad, pitiful existence, I know. So I decided, you know what, I don't want to seem too corporate or too marketing guy, so I'm just going to not schedule anything ever. And I immediately, it was kind of funny because I started doing that and I actually got more followers and more impressions. Other projects, writing. So there are 2 books in the works. One of them is Boys and Girls, which is the next full-length novel. I guess these are big announcements. Should I do like an E3 thing? What if one of these years we did like an E3? Like, not like I like set up like a stage in my apartment or something and I just stand up there and look like a fucking moron. Boys and Girls is the next full-length novel that I will be publishing. It will come out in 2 parts. That was not the intention at first. It's just that part 1 has gotten so big. It's already almost 400 pages. I'm getting pretty close to finishing it at this point, but 400 pages and then a part 2, I figured, first of all, it's going to take forever to come out. Second of all, people probably don't want to read 800 to 1,000 pages in one go. And so part 1 should be coming out sometime in 2022. The other thing is These Little Things, which is the next short story collection. And that one might come out. I don't know. So the stories are now, there's a new page on the website called Stories. You can go to it by going to jacob-robinson.com/stories. And it has selections of the stories for free, right? So on Are You Different, which already came out, it has maybe 3 or 4 stories from Are You Different on there that's for free that you can just look at and then decide if you want to buy the book to get the rest of the stories. I'm going to do the same thing for These Little Things. However, to keep it interesting, I'm going to, at first, just right when I'm done editing a story, I'm just going to publish it on the stories page. That short story collection, I put it down as a 2022 goal because there will be stories from it that are available this year. The question is, will the whole thing be available this year? And that's a little bit more complicated. I don't know. More streaming. I think I mentioned that previously, that I want to go on Twitch more, probably for more fun stuff. So I actually have a shadow account now where I put my funny stuff, right? Because the funny stuff is a little bit more dangerous. You can find them very easily through here. It's not like they're super hidden, but they're not quite as advertised. But anyway, the Twitch channel will probably have a little bit of both. Probably more of the funny stuff because it's easier to live stream funny stuff than it is to live stream, stuff like this. TikTok, I feel like I'm too old for this, but what I do know is that, oh baby, those viewing algorithms are really good. Like, that TikTok, I don't know about those TikTokers, but they're all right in terms of getting my content actually viewed. So I might consider TikToks. Additional distribution on blog posts, video content, and books. I'm looking for places to post these. I actually don't know what I meant by that at this point. And then Web3 experiments. I put this down. I as much as I don't like people who do NFTs, I feel like doing an NFT absent of the community that you place yourself in when doing an NFT is cool. Like, I think the idea is pretty interesting. The way that we have like a digital contract that never expires that says, hey, I own this digital piece of art or music or whatever. So I might try something like that. I don't know exactly what I will do. I have tried many Web3 apps already, and none of them are good. All of them are dog shit. The Web3 stuff I might consider in the future if that tech gets better developed and there becomes more use cases. Because right now it's just a bunch of people posting disgusting, strange lion creatures and trading them like cards. Is this the last slide? No. Oh, the mission statement. So, there is a thing on my website, the very first thing you see, and it is my mission statement sort of thing. I have been working on this for a while, and I've never really liked it. But when I think about my new mission statement, it's about combining a lot of, and this one's here. I'm gonna look at the camera for this one. When I think about my new mission statement and what I want to do, it has to do a lot with combining disparate groups or cultures, like intercultures, stuff like art and technology, right? Because right now, people who are really into tech and people who are really into art butt heads a lot, especially over the NFT thing, right? That's a great example, is the NFT stuff. But also things like more serious intellectual content with funny comedy stuff, right? And finding a way to combine those things in a way that doesn't feel awkward. When you're talking about Asukri, well, Asukri is a personal brand at the end of the day. And I am in this weird place where I am doing stuff in tech with the Hive Mind and Silicon Valley, but I'm also doing a lot of stuff with the real art-focused people. I'm doing content for more of a funny, hey, this is just us fucking around, doing some weird stuff, but at the same time, talking about cool ideas, cool concepts. Anyway, that's kind of the summary. I'm pretty sure this is the last. Let me make sure it's the last slide. That's been the State of the Union for 2022. I will make sure to cut this out or cut this up so that people will actually be able to understand half of this. Subscribe. If you want to see more of these videos, you can find, if you're an old subscriber and you're like, I don't understand, this guy's turned really weird, you can find a link if you click the channel. There will be a different YouTube, like in the little links thing for the YouTube channel, there'll be a link to another channel, and that's where the funny stuff is going to be, the shitposts and whatever. But if you like this video, then like this video. If you want to subscribe and see more of this sort of stuff, then subscribe, and I will see you in the next time, whenever we happen to meet digitally again.